Owning a Jeep Wrangler or 4x4 vehicle gives you an access to explore places that aren't on a map.
We don't feel like clearing the trail, it's getting dark, so we gotta try to find a camp spot.
Whether or not you experience that is your decision.
I think it's snowing.
Oh shit.
See it?
Yeah.
Taking that leap to pack your gear and drive to a remote place to explore, relax, and overcome unknown challenges is unlike anything else. It's that feeling that keeps me inspired to go on trips and continuously plan for that next day that I'm dropping down into Forlaw. Exploring public land in remote areas of our beautiful country is my passion. In this video, I'm overcoming a new challenge of cold weather camping in a section of forest that's relatively undocumented and I haven't fully explored.
If there's enough of a clearing and there's enough wood for us to burn for a fire tonight, then we're gonna go ahead and stay there. Otherwise, if this doesn't work, then tonight might be a bust for camping.
Like any worthwhile expedition, there will be obstacles that we have to overcome. But getting out into the unknown and pushing our limits often ends in lessons learned and self-growth. This time, it shouldn't be any different.
All right, I'm on the road again, making my way north to the Northwoods of Wisconsin to do some off-roading in an area that I've never been, and some cold weather camping as well. Tonight should be in the 20s, and it'll be the coldest night of the year that I've experienced, and we'll be sleeping outside. I'm with Jimmy in his JLU EcoDiesel Rubicon, and I'm in my two-door JL Rubicon.
The plan for the next 3 days is to make it to various waypoints that I've mapped out in Onyx Off-Road, which is an app that provides maps of public land and Forest Service roads. While it's a given that the routes we will traverse will have some obstacles, the cold weather that we will have to live in will be our biggest one. The forecast has temperatures dropping into the 20s with chances of snow. I'd never camped in temperatures this cold, so I'll be pushing myself out of my comfort zone. We started out in one area of this forest that I am familiar with. I attempted this hill a couple years ago in the winter, but failed. Without the snow and ice this time, things were much easier. Once we got to the top of this trail, it went off the map, and although there was potential to keep going, there would be no place to camp, and daylight was burning.
Up there, should I come up?
All right, so the road kind of dead-ended. It keeps going a bit, but it's not on the map, and it's pretty tight, so we don't feel like clearing the trail. It's getting dark, so we gotta try to find a camp spot. So I'm gonna come back down the way that I came. Jimmy's still down there, and keep moving along. Oh shit. 26 degrees right there.
Our next stop was a marked waypoint, which looked like a promising area for camp. Our goal was to reach it and set up before dark.
There are pits here, right? I don't know if there's one over here too.
I think it's snowing.
Oh shit.
See it?
Yeah.
The night was cold. I used thermohygrometer devices to track weather data. Outside, it reached a low of 18 degrees Fahrenheit, but it was very warm at 96 degrees inside my sleeping bag. Waking up in the cold weather and packing up camp was tough, but we had a lot of ground to cover if we were going to explore the areas that we set out to see. There was snow in the air and the roads were covered in water from several days of rainfall, so we knew there would be no shortage of mud puddles. Mud is my least favorite thing to deal with, but in the forest, it's inevitable. Exploring this forest is unlike other areas. Most of the routes we covered were not mapped, and while there were clearly roads, they looked like they had not been traveled in some time. As we covered more ground, the terrain became more rocky and brought more hills. Up ahead, we knew there was a lake that we could drive up to. Our ideal camping spot would be on the opposite side from where we were about to reach. With our potential camp area in sight, we would have to continue around the other side of the forest to reach it. After planning our route across the forest, I decided to try to make it through the deeper side of this mud hole. But that wasn't going to happen. I felt my Jeep getting stuck as it started to go down instead of forward. Usually, when there's a bypass, it's for a reason. After backing out, I tried to go around. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. My goal here is to create and inspire off-road adventures. The growth of the channel to date has far exceeded my expectations, and I'm looking forward to continue making this type of content. After making it through, we saw another challenge ahead of us. This hill, at its steepest point, was 32 degrees. The first couple times I approached the hill slowly in first gear with no real intention of making it up. My goal here is to find where the loose points in the ground are located, where I have traction, and determine how slow I can go to make it up. As slow as possible, as fast as necessary. With the lockers now engaged and a bit more throttle at the right time, I was at the top. At this point, my tires weren't aired down. I grabbed my tire deflators to help Jimmy air down so that he could make it with a bit less effort.
Oh yeah, airing down helps a lot. We don't really know where this trail leads to, but so far it's been a fun one. This is what we're here for, just to find trails, go down, see where they lead.
There you go.
All right, should be good to pull. Pretty clear now.
As the snow began to fall, we continued to push down the rock and mud covered trails, clearing down trees in our path.
Straighten out. You're good, you got plenty of room. You're not gonna scrape. and then, yep, and then put some tension on it.
A little bit.
Okay.
While making my way down a side trail that I wanted to quickly explore, I ended up getting stuck. Jimmy hooked up his winch and attempted to recover my Jeep.
Nice work.
Maybe got some use.
Nice work. Pretty caked on there. Airing down would have helped, but I don't have a desire to try to go through that again. I don't think it leads to much. I've done this trail once before in the winter, so yeah, man, that pulled real well. All right, so to avoid getting stuck further, it's getting late in the day, so we got to turn around on this trail, go back out the way that we came in, which would be pretty easy but too hard to do in reverse. So we have to turn around. It's pretty tight here. Yeah, you're looking good. Yep. All right. Pull forward. Yeah. Well, let me see what's going on that side. Sounds like you're slipping. Yeah, pull forward. There's just a big hill right here on your back tire. It won't climb up. Okay, now cut it hard. Yeah. There you go. A little more. All right, yeah. And there's a tree. You're just gonna touch it with your bumper. You're good. All right, yep. Yep, stop. Yeah, one more. Home free. I'll have it a little bit easier with the two-door. All right, we are pushing on. I have one more campsite marked on Onyx off-road. It's down by a lake, so if there's enough of a clearing and there's enough wood for us to burn for a fire tonight, then we're gonna go ahead and stay there. Otherwise, if this doesn't work, then tonight might be a bust for camping, because it's gonna start to get dark soon, and we want to have a fire and camp set up before that happens, because it's gonna get really cold tonight. It's gonna drop into low 20s, high teens. So we want to make sure we have firewood and a good spot to camp before it gets dark. Otherwise, it's gonna be a bust. We might have to end the trip early. So hopefully we can make it, and this campsite looks as promising as it does on a map.
with that, we had made it to the lakeside camp. We spent the next several hours collecting firewood and cooking over the fire to stay warm in the freezing temperatures. Snow continued to fall overnight, and in the morning, the forest was dusted with snow and ice. We packed up our camp and made a plan to get out of the forest. If all went well, we would be out in a few hours. I attempted to stay out of the deepest part of this ice-cold water by trying to stay around the outside of it, but that didn't work out as planned. Realizing I was making a mistake, I tried to back out like I had been able to the day before. But that didn't work out, and I was stuck. After realizing straight through the center of the water was our only path forward, our plan was to have Jimmy go through so that I could connect my winch to him and pull myself out.
That wasn't bad at all.
After messing around with my winch for a while, I wasn't able to get enough leverage to pull and unspool the rope while also staying dry. So I thought about it. Before getting in the water to pull out the rope, I decided to take one more crack at backing out. And it worked. Breaking through the sheets of ice water was a cool feeling. It felt symbolic of the entire journey. We broke down our fears of surviving freezing temperatures and exploring trails that went beyond anything on our maps. After all, you don't get to break through the ice on your way out of the forest unless you spend the night in it. And you don't spend the night in it unless you had yourself an adventure. And with that, we were out of the forest and ready to go home. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next adventure. Thanks for watching.